Thank you so much for clicking the thumbnail and being interested enough to find out what the content holds. Well, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you techniques and tips on how I achieved this drawing in pastels. I'll be discussing how I get the colours using the primary colours and how I get the shadows using the complementary colours. Be sure to watch it till the end because I'm slowing things down, and here and there will be real-time footage so you can have a closer look. So let's dive in and take a look. Right, first of all, just putting the basic structure lines in, just the angle of the nose and where the alignment of the nostrils is. First start with a circle, then the wings of the nose, and then you put your nostrils in, and then you start working from there then. Just using very fine lines to get the shape, holding the pencil quite a distance from the tip. I tend to always use a grey pencil now to draw the outline because it's a neutral colour, so from there you can put any colour really, so it don't cause any problems when you start laying the colour on. If you haven't got one in your kit already, I'd suggest getting a putty rubber or a kneaded eraser. Great for sculpturing this shape. Right, these are the basic pencils I'm using. Right, we're just covering the whole image with pigment, basically just red, and then putting the darker areas in and then the lightest area, and then it gives you an idea then in between, and then we're just filling it in with white first before we start laying the colour on. Right, here you can see the value scale, 9 values, 4 lights, 4 darks and a mid-tone, and what I've done is marked an inset photo where I feel that those values are. So it just gives you an idea of what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to get the basic values in by mixing the primary colours over the white. So you've got red, blue and yellow. The yellow I'm using mostly here is yellow ochre, and then sometimes it's lemon yellow to get that vibrancy. It's always a good idea to continue with your black and white drawings even if you do a lot of colour work, because this will really help you with the values. Now when we want to make a shadow, you'll need a different red, a colder red, which is like alizarin crimson, and then what you use over top of that is a cold green, which I've got there. So it's a case of a cold red and a cold green, because it's a warm light on the image, it will cast a cold shadow. So, and the complementary colour is a way that you create the shadow. So if you wanted to dull a colour down, you add the complementary colour. So if it's a red, you add a green. If it's orange, you'll add a blue. If it's purple, you'll add a yellow, and that will tone the colour down so not so vivid. I've slowed the time lapse down than what I would do normally, just so it gives you a better idea of what I'm doing. Because a lot of people out there say, why you do real time? It's so difficult to do real time and to make it look, to understand it and not make it too long. So I'm aiming to do it this way, just so it keeps the length of the video down. So hopefully this helps. Let me know in the comments below if you think this is the right speed. But as I said on the intro, there is going to be some real-time footage soon dotted around this video, so be sure to continue watching, because then you can take a closer look at exactly what I'm doing. Right, here we have some real-time footage for you to take a closer look, as I mentioned. Now I'm using the green there to dull down the red. Subtleties of light So that's why you put white on there again, then go over again with red and green until you get that right feel to it. If you are getting value from this video, why not subscribe? It's absolutely free and you're sure not to miss any of my future uploads. Now lemon yellow is a magic colour. It makes things just that little bit of vibrance. If you've gone a bit too far dulling it down, just add red, then just a little bit of lemon yellow and it just brings it back to life again. Just using different directions with the pencil as well, just to create that different texture. Because the skin is never smooth, there's all sorts of different subtleties of colours. I'm doing it this way by mixing and blending the primary colours on the board. It creates that sort of subtlety of colour blends. As you're drawing, you're actually sensing the energy of the subject. This can be achieved by just letting go and focusing on the heart. So feel as though you're actually drawing from there, and just ignore the mind's chatter by just don't give it energy. Just turn away from it and just keep focusing on the heart and focusing on the energy of the subject, and then you'll find that everything just happens by itself and it's a really nice, peaceful, relaxing feeling. Right, here we have a selection of pastel pencils I use, my favourite brands. Basically just 3 primary colours and then contemporary colours and a few earth colours. But from that you can mix more or less anything you like. It's a case of just keep persevering. It just gets subtler and subtler. You just got to keep enjoying laying the colour on until it feels correct, really. So it's just a matter of just keep having a go, and it's just a matter of time before it starts to look correct. How I sharpen my pencils, I just chamfer the tip of the pastel. Obviously if it gets a bit too short, you need to cut through the wood, and just use your thumb to push through with the blade really when you need to do that. Right, here's a bit of real time again. What I've done to make the balance of the drawing, because obviously it's just an illustration of how to draw the nose, I've took away a bottom of that nose because it looked like she had a runny nose really. Without putting the mouth in there, it didn't look right, so I've just using the putty rubber, just dabbing on it. It's an amazing tool, that is. Just keep dabbing until it's lifted off. Yeah, and just basically just keep trying to get a balance for the drawing. Now here's an amazing tool, the colour shaper. That's ideal for when you're doing them finishing touches, where you're getting the edges correct. I mean, there's 4 edges. There's a hard edge, a firm edge, a soft edge and a lost edge, and this tool is incredible for doing that sort of fine detail. Full list of materials in the description below, so take a look at that, and if you're from the UK or United States, I've even put the links in for you. If there's a video you wish me to produce for you, please leave a message in the comments below and I'll sure to get back to you. I've taken this image with my camera so you can actually see the drawing at the correct angle. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a like and leave a comment. It will help the channel grow. Oh, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram, as I'm about to give out giveaways, and it'll be the materials I use, and this will be done now and again. So be sure to follow me there. Links in the description below. Thank you.